Previously on Kingdom Krawl.
Welcome to Nashville. Welcome to Nashville. Hey, buddy. How are you?
Good. Kingdom Krawl Season 2.
What are you doing like I tried to?
Oh!
Good old Joe Dirt. Good old Joe Dirt.
We pick up where we left off. I'll break it down for you. The trail is Little School Bus. The park is Windrock. And we're in Oliver Springs, Tennessee. Wheel speed is a big deal in the South. Sometimes it comes at a price. For Rob, his drive shaft has separated again.
Episode 7 from season 1.
Yep.
You can see the same exact failure.
Yep.
Nutrients and hydration are important. Trail sushi, however, is questionable.
I mean,
Well, it's a little soggy right now.
might be a little moist.
Yeah.
It was on ice, so it's cool.
It'll still eat. It's good.
It became one. Yeah, you can't even
Yeah,
eat that.
it's just one big piece of sushi.
Between Picasso shit stains and his vomit everywhere. Look, it was horrible. It was fucking Picasso.
We went to Shrek.
We're there for a week.
Casanos, where you got
He shits the first day. 14 guys pissing in the same toilet. We cannot piss the shit stains off the fucking toilet. You know you got problems.
Gas grease.
That dang gas station chimichanga.
Oh, yeah, Chimichanga's got his ass.
Lunchtime stories are great, especially when Matt is at the stink end of that stick.
Because he didn't tell his wife that he totaled out the rig. It was just at his parents, so it wasn't in his garage.
Well, it was like,
He's like, hold on, I have to work this so I don't get in trouble.
she knew it was bad.
You wrecked the frame, broke the axle, threw the rods out the oil pan, snapped the inputs off the transfer case, bent the frame, bent the rear axle, broke the axle shafts, and broke the bell housing off the transmission.
Wheels and tires.
Wheels and tires were fantastic, and the front axle was good.
Everything was fun.
The headlights still work.
They did. They still work.
They
use them for
still work.
So she didn't know this. And you pour enough beer in me, and I get louder and louder and louder. And
Really?
We're just
Bullshit.
and we're sitting there talking, and me and Gabe were talking about Colorado. And, you know, we're talking about Matt's Jeep, and I figured he done told her, because it's like 5 months after, and it hasn't come home yet. And she's getting redder and redder.
So I still think the funniest thing was at Moab when you flipped the Jeep.
Oh.
You got the phone call.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, your face went like, ring.
I have to go outside.
And then you came back inside and you were just like...
The stories of how Matt killed his Jeep and how his wife found out are the best. By the time we finished eating, it was close to 6 p.m. There was a quick discussion on one more trail for the day or call it a night and get an early start tomorrow. We decided to push on to the next trail.
When was the last time you were on this trail?
Marvin, what, 14 months ago, maybe? A little over a year? Maybe a year ago.
Yeah,
We can go that way if we have to, but...
And it looks different from then?
Oh, dude, look at the amount of water. We've had the most insane amount of rain this year. Like, it's been crazy. So this could be not really doable going down. I don't...
Yeah, all I would say here,
Really?
Andrew, try to like that boulder right there, try to ride it pretty far so you stay away from that.
Yeah, I don't want to fucking
But the
crush
rest
the
is
whole
not
side of
crazy.
my fucking Jeep, but other than that, yeah, I'm cool.
I don't want to roll over and
Well,
die.
dude, I
but
just
other than that, I'm
fucking
good.
spent like months painting it, and it's like, you know, but I don't give a shit about
Yeah, Jacob.
I'll will the fuck out anything, but I'm not gonna do something that's just gonna, hey, you're gonna cave in the side of your Jeep here. No, I think I'm gonna pass today. So,
Maybe on Sunday.
have you guys seen me scared of anything?
Tell me a little bit about this obstacle or trail, whatever.
So this is called Trail 3. There's no like cool name or anything, but so what's happened is you've had the water rushing down out of the drain culvert, and there's really wasn't a trail over here. I think that maybe was, and that maybe was, but it's become a cool trail because, you know, the rocks have uncovered themselves from the
from all of the dirt, and it's made a hell of a climb. I mean, look back up there, Gabe, it's insane. So that's awesome. This is one of my favorite little circles that will turn into rail trail shortly. We'll go down to 40 and then we'll go down to rail trail. And rail trail is awesome. It is an incredible trail. The crazy thing is it's never represented in, you know, somebody looks at that on camera, they're like, oh yeah, it's a flat thing. It's like, no dude, that thing is like this. So, crazy.
Now is a good time for a few trail rules. Don't go hauling ass through standing water or water crossings. You never know what's under the murky water, and you don't know how deep it is. Stay on trail. Pack out what you pack in. Always pick up trash on the trail if you see it. Also remember, leave nature as undisturbed as possible, if possible. Marvin didn't have a choice.
From front axle to rear axle.
It was wedged?
Yeah, completely from the front, like between the coilover and the tire from the front, all the way to the ear, sticking out to here.
Under the front axle, in between the tire and the control arm, back here, hanging out past the bump. Oh.
Once Marvin's log was dislodged, we made our way through Trail 40 into Rail Trail.
This is the bottom of 40A. We just came down a crazy, gnarly climb. It washed out a gouge like this wide, about that deep. Fast moving water, which is always fun. So if you look this way, where you hear all the noise, that's called Cadillac Hill. So you'll actually drop in the middle of this trail up here. And you hear people struggling because you're all like the Cadillac up the hill. So back down this way is what we call Rail Trail. You drop into a nasty creek and then come out of a waterfall, and there's a massive V-notch and some crazy climbs and some trees and some rocks and a place where there's some mud, even if you want to get into it. Like, not like we don't go mudding, but if you get into some mud, do this crazy climb. So we're gonna see some shit today. What the fuck did I do that made that bitch break?
Right here, bro. And then that motor.
It fucking bounced and caught on here, and it just let go.
These guys are...
Get everything to get this so much fun.
Just send it, dude. Just go.
I'd love to do that. Then I buy a new locker.
Break the rest of it.
A ring and pinion's easy to replace, but let's not replace a locker. Yeah, let's not buy it.
As soon as something breaks, the question is, what was it? The speculation begins.
No, it's got to be the inner shaft.
Right, that's what I'm saying.
Because it's got hub flanges.
It's spinning backwards, but the whole thing is spinning, and the outer shaft is not broken.
Yeah, so it's got to be the inner. That's what I'm saying.
No.
If the inner was broken, the outer wouldn't be spinning.
Well, no, with this hub flanges, the axle's still going to turn with the tire.
Oh yeah, when the tire was moving, it's going to rotate.
If it's not broken, then it's still going to spin because it's still in the locker. So you really can't tell until you tear it out.
Yeah, I guess that's true.
You know what I mean? Because it's still backing up.
All right, I guess we're tearing the front axle apart to see what is actually broken. Inner, outer,
Left, right,
locker, whatever.
bottom.
Fun times, Rail Trail Redemption, Part 1. Woo!
Andrew breaks down the drive flanges to determine if it's an inner or outer shaft break.
Yeah, right? I mean,
Now, Alex, we need it.
this is the international sign of, start to roll up.
Outer's busted.
Which is best case scenario.
Yeah. Absolutely, I got really fucking lucky.
Yeah, very lucky.
This word means different things to different people. Hobby, freedom, adventure, and most importantly, lifestyle. Whatever your meaning is, the one part we tend to get most excited for is the build. Finding that part's a fitting need, talking to others about their parts, and buying the best parts available. Some people say a Jeep build is never fully done. The key is to find parts that allow you to expand the build and to function together throughout the iterations. Artec Industries provides a nearly endless catalog and introduces new parts for your ever-changing Jeeping adventures.
From East Coast woods to West Coast desert, it's Murphy's Law, so you got a plan for the inevitable. And it all begins with a start. Start going for it. Start hammering down. Start getting better from your mistakes. Start seeing your team's hard work pay off. Because in our world, there's only one rule. Never stop starting. The Optima Signature 6-pack with up to 15 times vibration resistance. Optima, the ultimate power source.
So what's your favorite thing to do while you wait for other people to fix their rigs?
I don't even know. I don't even know. Snackies? Cheetos?
Cheetos?
Would you like a snack?
We eat our trail snacks.
Those aren't tortillas.
No, they're...
That is racist.
For Andrew, it's all three-wheel and winching from here. With the sun going down, this makes everything that much more difficult. We can only hope nobody else breaks from here on out.
Now we go from having fun wheeling to
Recovery.
recovery.
It's bullcrap. And it happens to happen like at the hardest spot right before it. So trying to get him up the bypass is really, this is gonna suck. It's gonna be a late night. Usually that way. So maybe this is the worst of it. I don't know. I've never been on this trail. So.
It's just steep.
Just steep. And with only three-wheel drive, you're not gonna do very well. Now I'm good. Back up just a little bit.
That's a wrap for Andrew. It's all dirt roads back to camp after a few more hill climbs and some winching. As for the rest of the group, Everything was going smooth until it's late, and Marvin's gearbox bolts sheared off from the frame. The plan is to ratchet strap the box to the frame. This is really the only option.
Man working here, and you're trying to play with his butt. That ain't funny.
Shit. That was not me, because I lived it.
Physics. Leather gloves. we put in the man hours.
Because this happened, and then she's sitting for hours. And
The last time she
just a little bit, just enough to snug it right now. Okay. You're dead inside.
We're gonna try to back up the Jeepster and line it up because I got a major undercut here that I can't winch over, so we're gonna back it up and then try to winch it over that side right there because here, this undercut right here.
Marvin is all patched up, and it's time to limp him back to camp.
See that box flex?
Andrew Bailey and I got back to the parking lot ahead of the rest of the group. Just as Andrew was putting his Jeep on the trailer, a Jeep came hauling down the hill to check for cell phone service. He reported a side-by-side had rolled and the occupants of the vehicle were ejected and hurt pretty bad. Andrew called 911, and minutes later, a stream of emergency vehicles came up the hill. Show producer Ryan Liggett was with the rest of the group as they came upon the scene of the accident.
Just because we've seen too many people crash.
Yeah, that's nuts, man. You know, Jeff and Andrew Bailey came looking for us.
Yeah.
And I called him when we got off the trail. We hit that G3.
Yeah.
And I was like, hey, man, where you at? He's like, oh, we're helping this Razor flip back over. Let me call you back. I'm like, where are you? He's like, we're on G1. I was like, shit, I'll be there in a minute. We're right around the corner.
Was you like to drink? I got him a couple times. There was one time I got him up here so drunk that he didn't even know who I was. And he knows me well. And dang, I got him in the vehicle. I was in my Jeep. And dang, I got him in my Jeep. I took him to his house, he was renting a house.
Nope, go ahead.
Let me answer.
Yeah, you're good.
First responders reported a heavy smell of alcohol. Vehicle occupants had facial lacerations, broken spines, and other fractures. It's important to note, this incident is no reflection on Windrock Park. Alcohol is strictly prohibited. They physically check coolers for any alcohol. Unfortunately, they can't control people getting tanked up off-site and then going into the park. It's unfortunate events like this that prove the dangers of drinking and wheeling.